So I have a 2025 GMC Sierra 2500 AT4X AEV edition here, and this one has the winch already installed. And in this video I'm going to show you a few accessories that you can get right now from AVconversions.com if you have this specific truck. So if you already own one or if you're thinking about getting one, this video is going to be helpful for you. Let's go ahead and check out the winch sticker and then I'll show you guys that come up winch. At the very top is the description. So this one is the sterling metallic paint, and then here's a short listing of the standard equipment. Base price is at $83,200, and then starting off the options is the Duramax and the AT4X AEV edition. Gooseneck fifth wheel is right there. Sterling paint was $495. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $105,115. So that pretty much answers the question. You cannot get the winch as a factory installed option if you're ordering your truck. So this customer, I'm here at Jerry Seiner, Buick GMC. Matt Tilton sold this truck, and basically the customer just had it installed after the fact. And if you want to get that come up winch, which I'll show you here in a second, you have to pretty much order it from GM as an accessory, and then the hardware for it to mount from AVconversions.com. And I'm going to show you all that stuff here in a second. Now, before we get started, you guys see right there, hopefully you can see it from here. I'm going to get a little closer. I don't think I've ever seen an AT4X with chrome on the running boards. Sometimes I think there's new guys working at the factory and they don't know any better, because they always have the black or the chrome. If this was my truck, I would have them switch those off, because there shouldn't be chrome on the AT4X. I'm just saying, I probably shouldn't say that, but it's just the truth. Now on the front end, you guys can see, or maybe you can't see, that there is a winch, because for some weird reason they added this plate here, which I would have them remove immediately. So they put this on, which I don't know why. Like, why did they do that? And I would literally just have them remove this bracket and all. Like this, it does not look good with this. But this is the come up winch, and it fits like a glove. Now, one thing I'll say is, this one does have the isolator right here. And you guys see, they did add this. This is gonna help you to pretty much free spool. And I'll show you guys everything on the inside, but there should be a plug somewhere on here and we'll find it. I just actually got here and saw that this had the winch on it, and I got really excited, so I have not had a chance to really look at it. But I like this front bumper because the winch fits perfectly, and because you have this isolator right here, when you pull it in all the way, it'll sit nice and flush against the bracket here. But I think having this bumper, I'm going to probably get it on my truck in the future, depending on how much it costs, that is. I think it's just the perfect look for this truck. Let's go ahead and hop inside and see what we have for the controller. So here's some of the accessories that come with the winch. Now they do give you a wired one that just plugs in. We'll figure out where that goes. And then of course this is just the controller, so you can go out with it, go in with it. Pretty straightforward. They also have this guy here, wireless, and basically you can probably turn it on. Looks like it needs a battery, however, and they give it a, I guess like a little harness maybe right here. Pretty cool stuff. And I would say that this is definitely worth it, because I personally don't like the wired one. I would only probably use the wireless one personally, because let's see where you have to plug that sucker into. I do like how they added this. It's just on the wrong side. So if you want to use the wired one, you're basically going to have to run it from this side to the driver's side, and that just doesn't make sense. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was just easier to install here, but it would have made more sense, because you're going to have to run that wire obviously into the truck. Unless you're going to use it from outside here, then that wouldn't matter. But if you're stuck, obviously you're going to have to plug it in there, run it across the engine bay, which is silly, and then basically hang it out the window so you can just pull yourself out if you get stuck somewhere. So yes, I think that was a weird design, and they do something similar on the canyons too. So if I do get the bumper, I'll probably just go ahead and get the winch as well. And I probably might see if I can locate this on the driver's side, because it just doesn't make sense in my opinion on this side to have that. But let's go ahead and plug it in and I'll show you guys pretty much how to use it. Now, if you are ordering a truck for 2025, they do have an auxiliary switch you can get for 150 bucks. I don't know where it would go. I've seen someone put it here. It possibly could go right there. That'd be a nice spot for it potentially, but I'm not sure where they put it from the factory on this new interior. So I think on the older interiors, they put it all the way on the left side of the steering wheel. And I think it was like 5 or 6. But yeah, all we have to do is pretty much take this and just plug it in. Now you guys see that it goes on a certain way too, like that. And then let's see if I can pull it in. So you do need accessory power, so let's go ahead and turn that on. I just noticed that there's a button right here, and when you push it, you have a beeping sound. Now what I'm going to do is, let's just turn the truck off really quickly. I wonder if it will work while the truck is off, because it's hooked up to the battery, right? So I have the truck off now. And actually, yeah, so you don't have to have the truck on, which I thought was kind of weird, because this is pulling power from the battery, basically. It's on a 12-volt system. So when you're pulling it in, you can get it all lined up like this. And then there you go. Actually, it might be on a free spool, so let's just turn it like that. There it is. So it just sits nice and flush up against the framing there. And like I said, if you want to pull it out like so, this is actually the free spool right here. So you can just turn that lever, and basically it'll allow you to pull out the winch like that.
I'm on the GM accessory website, and they have the come up winch. This is a 12.5, and here's all the components that come with it. The only thing I don't see is the isolator, and I'll just show it to you guys here in a second, but they have it priced on here for $2,300. If you were getting one for the, I believe, half tons, I want to say it's like under $2,000. It's like $1,850, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's about what I saw. So you need that, and here's just some of the specs here. Be sure to pause it, but has a rating of 12,500 pounds. And here is the information for that synthetic rope, as they call it. It's 100 feet long. Now, as far as the installation kit goes, you have to get this separately. You can get it from the accessories, but my boy at Nathan, I gotta give him a shout out. If you want to buy something from him, they have it on here for $349 on AEV-conversions.com. Ask for Nathan in sales. And here's everything that's going to come inside that package. So this is the thing I was telling you not to install here. So I believe that this is what the bracket was for the cover. So if there's a way that you can not install that, then I think it would look a little bit better not having that, unless you would have to cut this piece off right here. I don't know. You have to ask the installer. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at, but it looks like they give you the isolator, a part of this package too. And yeah, so $2,300 plus another $350 plus the bumper. This is going to be a really expensive project when I do decide to do this for my truck.
Now, if you're ordering this, it looks like it doesn't come with that CR2032 battery, so you would have to just have that ready to go with this controller if you want to use it wirelessly. And then it's going to be the same story. All you have to do is just push that button right here. You'll hear the beeping sound, and then you're ready to go. And then this just pulls out like this, and that's it. This is a super easy system to use. Again, I think that they're just installing the plug on the wrong side, so I probably would just use the controller that's wireless with this system, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I definitely recommend, if you're going to get an AEV and you're not really worried about payload, because you're going to probably lose 150 pounds or so with that come up winch, I would venture to say. It looks pretty straightforward for install, and yeah, I think that it'll be a nice addition to this truck if you do plan on going off-road. And if you do have it installed at the dealership, just make sure that if you don't like this, some people might want this on there because obviously that's going to help protect it from bug splatter, things like that. But I think it looks stupid. I would just have them not install this because it has a bracket in there that you have to install, and you may not be able to uninstall it while this is installed on here. So if you're getting ready to get this installed, just say, hey, I don't want that bracket with the plate on the front. Just install the winch without that if that's possible. But yeah, I've already done some videos on these trucks. I think I did one on the black one. So yeah, AEV edition has the 35-inch tires. I think they should come standard with 37s. It should be able to fit on this truck because of the bumper too. And of course out back you have the bumpers too. And on the AEV website, that's where your light pods would go, and you now have the hardware for those as well. So yeah, if you're ordering your truck, number one, definitely get the auxiliary switch for 150 bucks. That way you can pretty much wire any light bars or lights on the rear of the bumper through that. And of course, like I said, you can get that come up winch with the hardware off of AEV's website. And if you have GM points, you should be able to buy that winch off of those points too, so that should make it a little bit cheaper for you. But that's pretty much all I want to show you guys. You guys know this has the Obsidian Rush interior. It looks beautiful. Again, I will link the last video I did on here, that way if you want to see a full detailed look at the interior, exterior. But I always like to show these numbers because sometimes the trucks are a little bit different. But yeah, this truck has 5,600 pound gross axle rating out front. The rear is 6,600 pounds, 11,350 is the gross vehicle weight rating. One thing I would like to see from GM is, Ford does this. They should offer the winch and then add another 100 pounds here for that winch, because that wouldn't take away from the payload. They can do that if they wanted to. And then like I said, your payload is 2,612 pounds. If you had the extra 100 pounds, it'd be 2,712 pounds. And that way it's offsetting that extra weight you're gonna be lugging on the front. If you want, you can even upgrade the axle rating on this truck to 6,000 pounds. I would just recommend doing it, guys, because hey, if you're going to be using that winch, that might not be a bad idea to have that extra capacity on the front end of the pickup truck. And then here is the tire pressure, all that good stuff there. And then you just see the payload again, which pretty much matches it. Actually, it's 2611. This says 2612. So they just rounded off on this sticker here. But be sure to subscribe to the channel if you like these videos. Hopefully they make the bumpers available soon. I'm not going to get the rear bumper from AEV. I definitely want the front one. I've looked at some used ones too, but they want like 2,600 bucks for the bumpers, and they have damage on them. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just wait for AEV to release it because I want it to be brand new anyway. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. See you guys soon.